Alright, what's up guys? I am back with another video. This time around we're going to be speaking a little bit on Spider-Man, as most of you probably already know, or probably don't because you probably don't pay attention to anything. I really like Spider-Man. He is one of my favorite characters, if not my favorite character. He's really the character that I predominantly grew up on, so I just want to talk about him a little bit. Given the fact that he has been left behind for so long in Marvel Future Fight, and that he is one of the, I wouldn't say worst, but he is a very iconic character. So for a character that is so iconic, I think he should be so much better. Him and other likes like Iron Man are always asked to get improved, to get buffed, to get new uniforms, and etc., despite having so many already. So I just wanted to speak a little bit on him and how I think that he can get better. Now, with that being said, in one of my latest videos I did mention that Spider-Man Homecoming was right around the corner. It's in just 2.5 weeks for the North America release. Now, with that being said, we can expect him to get a uniform. You know, Netmarble loves to play along with the movie releases and the TV show releases so that they can make their big bucks and sell some nice crystals. Now, with that being said, you know, I do expect him to get some skill changes with his new uniform, but I do not expect it to bring him to top tier. Now, Spider-Man being a character that I really love, I want to see him used by everybody. I want to see him used all the time. I want him to be an Extreme Alliance battle contender, and as it stands, he can really only defeat a couple world bosses and defeat some Shadowlands stages. Of course, if you really invest a lot into him, he can defeat things like Infinity Thanos and the later Shadowlands stages. But I mean, let's be real for a second here. No one's going to invest a whole ton into Spider-Man right now, as resources are so limited, especially gold, and Spider-Man is not the best character to invest your resources into. Now, with that being said, I do think that there is one way Spider-Man can really improve, and that is by bringing in a Cosmic Spider-Man uniform. Now, for those of you that don't know, Spider-Man, or Peter Parker, was in a lab accident which granted him the Uni power. Now, before I go on about the powers that Cosmic Spider-Man does have and would be able to have in the game, I just wanted to mention that bringing this in as a uniform as Cosmic Spider-Man is so powerful, I think would be a little bit odd. Of course, if we do get Cosmic Spider-Man, I do want Netmarble to do him justice. I don't want to have Cosmic Spider-Man if he's just going to be another Spider-Man uniform and he's still going to be shit tier and no one's going to use him, or he's not going to be viable for anything. So with that being said, if we do sometime down the road, I don't expect it anytime soon, but if we do eventually get the Cosmic Spider-Man uniform, I do want Netmarble to do him justice, and I do want to see him kicking the ass of people like Doctor Strange and Sharon Rogers and even Jean Grey. Now, with that being said, we all know that as newer characters and newer uniforms are introduced, there are new abilities, such as when Enchantress got her charm. And so bringing in Cosmic Spider-Man, of course, as power creep increases, so does the character's strength level. The newer characters that we get now are a lot more powerful than the characters we used to get a year ago. Now, with that being said, power creep is a real thing in this game. It does play a huge role in new characters and Netmarble making money, Jean Grey. But with that being said, I do personally think that Cosmic Spider-Man should be native tier 2. He is a very powerful being. It's probably at least the most powerful Spider-Man form, or the form of Peter Parker, that I know to be the strongest. So with that being said, he should be native tier 2, but since it is still, you know, basically Peter Parker, I don't think it should be a new character. I do think it should be the same Spider-Man that we have now, just implemented as a uniform, but maybe they can do something with it, make it cost more crystals, or it can be a uniform that's unlockable through a specific amount of resources or something like that, doing a set of missions or epic quests, or whatever those missions were called to get the Dormammu bios from special missions, where you had to complete all those tasks. I really don't remember what they're called, but yeah, so maybe they can be, maybe this uniform could be acquired through a special set of missions and not through crystals. Of course, you will still be able to use crystals to speed up the process, as you can with anything in this game and most mobile games out there. So with that being said, let's go on to Cosmic Spider-Man and speak about his powers a little bit. So first and foremost, his basic spider-like powers, or his basic Spider-Man powers, are all enhanced. With that being said, his spider senses are enhanced. He has very drastically improved hearing and sight. He's able to hear things from miles away, countries away, even on the other side of the planet, and he's also able to see things even light years away. That's pretty crazy. Now, those aren't really two things that would really play a huge role in this game. You know, being able to hear or see don't really do much. I mean, Daredevil is blind, and yet he can still get blinded. Is that a thing? I think it's a thing. I have not been paying attention. I'm sorry. But with that being said, Daredevil is blind, and he is still, or at one point he was a really good character. Now since power creep, he's not really the best character. So of course your sight doesn't really do much for you in this game, and neither does your hearing. I mean, what's hearing gonna really do for you in Future Fight? I don't know. I really don't know. With that being said, his endurance is also increased. He also has super speed, which can lead to some pretty cool skills. We can see Spider-Man getting some pretty cool skills with super speed. Since we don't have Quicksilver, who I'm not such a huge fan of, I don't really care if he's implemented into the game or not, but I do see a lot of people talking about how they want Quicksilver, and he also has the ability to fly. Now, of course, that would make Spider-Man a little different. He would not be standing on the ground as his idle animation. He might be, you know, just levitating a little bit off the ground, which would be pretty cool in my opinion for Spider-Man. Now, another thing that Cosmic Spider-Man is able to do is he doesn't actually have to eat or even breathe. Now, like I mentioned about the hearing and the sight, these won't be useful in game at all. Just because he can't eat or breathe, you know, it's not going to make him any more powerful or make him have any advantages over any other characters. This is not The Sims where you have to feed your Spider-Man to keep him alive. You know, it's not going to do anything. Now, with that being said, he can also control and manipulate matter, which can lead to some pretty cool skills as well. Of course, now that like I'm going through everything that I know, all the powers that I know he has, it's kind of making me realize that having Cosmic Spider-Man, we're not really going to see much webbing, which is a very iconic thing of Spider-Man, but it would be still another variation of Spider-Man, who is a character that I really love, and I do think it really is one of the only ways to make him really compete with the top tier characters like Doctor Strange and Dormammu and Odin, because as it stands, he gets smacked by all of them, and seeing him able to take down, you know, the god tier and the top tier characters is really something that would make me and a lot of Spider-Man fans happy. Now he's also able to absorb and consume energy, and he is also, you know, virtually indestructible. He can withstand almost anything, and he was even able to withstand the pressure of a black hole, which not many Marvel Universe characters can do. But of course, this can lead to him having some pretty cool resists, and, you know, having a very high defense as well as a high offense. So I think, you know, the fact that he is virtually indestructible and can withstand so much can lead to some a pretty more doesn't really make sense, but a very much so more, that didn't make sense either. I don't know what I'm saying. It can lead to a more solid Spider-Man, because as it stands, Spider-Man can't really take a whole ton of hits. Of course, he is a speed character, and I think Cosmic Spider-Man would be a universal character, or at least he should be. But as it stands, speed characters can't really withstand the most damage. But I do think that Cosmic Spider-Man would be able to withstand quite a bit of damage, and like I said, have some resist to different elements and such. Now, with that being said, he also has godlike strength. He is really powerful. I do even recall him punching Grey Hulk into space, which in my opinion is an incredible feat. how many characters do you really say, or do you really see punch Hulk into space? And I'm not talking about like grab him and bring him up to space. I'm talking about literally punching him and he flies all the way to space. Yeah, pretty crazy. Just let that sink in for a second. That's incredible. So basically, I think this is the only way we can have Spider-Man get some justice and really be a standout character in the game. Of course, like I said, I don't expect it to happen anytime soon, especially with Homecoming coming up. I expect him to get a uniform that is a variation from the movie. Of course, there are 2 uniforms from the movie that I think you get, but I do not recall Netmarble ever releasing 2 uniforms for one character at once. I think that would be really stupid on their part and they would lose a bit of money. So I do see them releasing 1 uniform with the next update in early July, and then I see them potentially releasing the other one from Spider-Man Homecoming a little ways down the road. But I do really want to get Cosmic Spider-Man eventually, so I'm just praying that Netmarble maybe sees this video, or, you know, hears a mention of it from somebody that we want Cosmic Spider-Man and that we do eventually get him, because I think having Spider-Man in this form would allow him to really stand out and, you know, just step his game up and have him stand up against the big guns like Odin and Dormammu and Jean Grey and Thanos and potentially other characters that will be implemented, because we do know that there will be more stronger characters coming down the road. Like I said, power creep is a real thing, and as new elements and new skills are introduced, there is also new power that is introduced. So we can expect, especially with the X-Men just being introduced and the unlimited possibilities with that, we can expect there to be a lot more powerful characters down the road. So hopefully we can get Spider-Man in his cosmic form eventually. I'm praying for it. I'm hoping you guys are praying for it. So yeah, just let me know what you guys think about Cosmic Spider-Man. Let me know any other variations of Spider-Man that you would like to see in the game, potentially as a uniform or a new character. Like I said, Cosmic Spider-Man, it can be a new uniform, but I think it would have to be acquired a different way than through 750 crystals, as it should increase his power by at least 100 times. And I know that is impossible in the game, because we gotta kind of keep things leveled out a little bit. There has to be at least a little bit of balance. He has to be killable by at least somebody or something. So having him 100 times better than he is now is not a possibility. But it would make him really strong, or at least it should make him really strong, if Netmarble does him the justice that he deserves. So thank you all for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts down below and other variations of Spider-Man and Peter Parker that you would like to see. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next. Adios.